So, hmm, so guys, till now we have worked with different areas, right? We created table, we created program, we created forms, we created screens, all those things. Okay. So all those things can be created as part of custom. Okay. So what is custom, guys? What do you mean by custom? So one is custom. Custom means created by customer. Customer means who? Us. SAP consultant. Working for a client. That is custom. What is standard? Hmm? So what is the namespace? Custom. Right. Okay. Rest of the thing falls under SAP standard. Okay. So now SAP has developed. SAP has developed one program. Okay. Let's say okay. Let's say the T code is MB5T. Okay. Now let's say this MB5T is a report. Okay. So this is a standard report or custom report. Guys, any guesses?
Sir, standard.
Why standard? How you know it's standard? No, no. MB5T is a report. It's a report program. Can you guess it is a standard report or custom report? So this is a T code ZPM type strip. It is standard or custom? Hmm? Or maybe you created some MM. This is also a report. So this is a standard report or custom report? Space, right? This T code is falling into customer namespace. Is it a custom T code or standard T code?
Custom.
Sir, custom T code.
Custom T code. And here MB5T
Standard.
standard. That is one clue. Second clue is we go here, system status. You're able to see the name of the program is RM07MTRB. So this is a standard program or custom program?
Standard.
Standard program. Here if I go system status, this is ZKIRP auditor. So this is a custom program. Okay. So I know this is a standard report. It's nothing but a report I can execute. So this is a report, guys. Okay, we're able to see. So what kind of report is this? This we have developed this similar kind of report, hierarchy report. Okay. So now this is a report. So let's say this report meets our 95% of the requirement. Okay. Maybe there is a requirement to add a field here, or maybe we have to add a field in the output, or maybe we have to remove some rows based on the conditions, whatever may be. So there is little bit change needed to be done. Okay. So let's say there is this field are coming, we have to add one more field here. Okay. Or in the output, you don't want to see the entry of euro. Or maybe you need additional select options. Okay, so how can we do that? So there is two things approach. One is the enhancement and one is modification. Okay, so now if I go to the program, and I can go to the change mode, and it is asking me for a key. So what type of key it is asking? Guys, access key. Okay, and here is a details. So this is a program, PROG, name of the program, and it is expecting a key. Okay, it is not allowing me to change. Okay, because this falls under modification. So modification is what? Changing the object directly. Okay, so we are going to the change mode, and we can, once we have the key, so these details you have to send to the basis team. Basis team will give you an access key. Once you provide the access key, and you click on continue, this program will be opened in editable mode. Now it is in display mode. We are not going to the editable mode unless and until we have the access key. So giving the access key is one time. So let's say for this program, we already given the access key. Next time we go to the change mode, it will not ask the access key again. It's a one time activity. So till now, the access key is not provided for this report for modification. So that's the reason it is asking for the access key. Okay. So let's say I have provided the access key. Okay. And here is the selection screen definition. Okay. Let's say I go into change mode and I added another parameter here in the line number 146. Okay. And I activated. Okay. So did I change the source code of a standard program? Yes or no? Directly I
Yes.
changed it. Yes. I change mode. So that comes under modification. Okay. So once access key has been provided, we can directly change the object. Okay. So disadvantage is, what is the disadvantage? Now this program is written by whom? Who has developed this program? SAP. Okay. So when the next time system upgradation will happen, system upgrade. What is system upgradation? SAP releases new versions of the software. Okay, so maybe today each system has a version. Okay, like in the operating system, we have Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11. Okay, so the OS is getting upgraded. Similarly, SAP also have the upgradation concept. Okay, and it releases new version continually. Okay, so let's say this is the ECC system. Okay, let's say the version is EHP 4, ECC 6.0, EHP 4. This is a version name. Okay, system version name. Okay, so let's say we want to upgrade our system, we can do ECC 6.0 EHP 7 or EHP 10 like this. So now previously our system uh, level was EHP 4. Then we have upgraded into EHP 10. So this process will be known as system upgradation. So what is the benefit? What is the benefit? So benefit will be some bug fixing. Maybe there is some little bug in this program. Okay? So SAP identified that bug and SAP fixed that bug and they released that program in this EHP 10. So this is an example. So what will happen? The bug will be there in the EHP 4 version. But once we upgrade the CS2 system to EHP 10, then that program will not have the bug because in this version, SAP has fixed the bug. This is one advantage. Second advantage, there will be new features. new concept will be releasing. Okay, so in S4 system, SAP S4. Okay, in SAP S4 we have the server something like FES 2019 1810 or something. SAP or FES 202302, something like this. So SAP version, SAP S4 version, space current version may look like this. Okay, so we can may previously it was 2202, we can upgrade it to SAP S4 FES 2301 maybe. So FES 2301 has some new features. So once our system is upgraded, those new features will be available in the system. Okay. So therefore it is necessary to upgrade the SAP applications server or database server. So entirely that SAP server has to be upgraded so that the bug fix whatever done by the SAP will be reflected in the system, or there is new feature launch that will be available. Is it clear, guys? What is system upgradation? This this is an activity. So ABAP team will not do this activity. This activity will be done by base system upgradation. Okay. So now I was talking about this T code and adding a line 146. So here we are adding a parameter. So this parameter is added by us. But this parameter was not there in the SAP standard. Okay. So when system upgradation will happen, what will happen? Now the new version of the program that SAP has built, or maybe there is no change, okay, by the SAP. Then what will happen? The SAP version of the program and customer version of the program will not match. Okay. So now the customer version of the program will be overwritten by the standard program after upgradation. Okay. So there is something called enhancement, modification, adjustment are available. So we have to do. Okay. So that's the challenge with modification. Once we do a modification and any upgrade happened, those modification has to be handled by us manually. Okay, through a modification adjustment. Okay, the T code is SPAU. You no need to worry about that at this moment. Okay. Okay. So disadvantages, issues during during upgradation, system upgradation. So guys, is this thing clear to you? If we go for a modification, then what is the problem? We all are able to understand that.
Yes, sir.
Now, the second option is the enhancement. enhancement. So here, no need of any access key. Okay, access key is not required. So access key is required only for modification. Okay, and modification is not a good practice. Okay, so enhancement is the right practice. Okay, so what will happen? There is some enhancement technique available. Enhancement techniques. Okay, so first one maybe we call it as user exit, customer exit, body, then enhancement framework, BTE, business transaction events, okay? FQ events, substitution, user exit, etc. Okay, so SAP has given some of the techniques and tool. Okay, through which we can do a enhancement. So through a enhancement, we are not changing the program directly. Okay, we are not changing the program directly. So if you go to the change mode, system status, okay, so we can go to the change mode. We can do the changes anywhere we want. We may do a change in line number 8, or we may do a change in the line number 18 and anywhere. So it is totally editable, the modification. But enhancement is not like that. Okay. Enhancement is like most of the enhancement is pre-decided. So SAP has given the enhancement option in many places. Okay. If the option is available, we can write the program or write if the option we can do the enhancement. Okay. So let's say SAP is able to think beforehand, saying that user may need a enhancement at particular point. So here, this is an example. Is given enhancement point. Okay. So here, SAP has thought that, okay, user may get a requirement to enhance this report, and probably user may want to insert some code in this point. And he has given a hook kind of a thing, and we can implement some code at this line 649. We cannot add a line here in 637. Okay, so this point are pre-decided at what point user may do the enhancement. So this enhancement point keyword falls under enhancement framework. We'll be discussing more in detail. Just for example, as part of enhancement framework, SAP already thought that user may get a requirement to enhance this report at particular this line. So let us give an enhancement point. Then what we can do, we can implement this enhancement point to add our code. To add our Okay. So this enhancement technique are pre-decided. So the first technique that SAP released is the user exit. It is more common in SD module. SD available, widely used in SD module. SD is what, guys? Sales and distribution. Okay. So let us find some user exit SPRO. So what is SPRO? SPRO. So this is the T code for configuration used by functional consultant. So what is SPRO, guys? The T code for configuration. What is configuration? What is configuration? And what is functional consultant? Who can answer? Guys? So ABAP, we are from the ABAP team. So we are technical consultant or functional consultant. This we discussed in the very first class. Uh, so we are technical consultant or we are functional consultant? ABAP. Yes, this is technical.
Technical.
Basis is also technical. PIPO, technical. What are some functional? SD, sales and distribution. MM, material management. SCM, human capital management. PP, production plant. PM, plant maintenance. So what is functional? These are the function modules. So sales and distribution deals with all the process, business process for sales. MM deals with procurement, all the process of procurement. So as we spoke, SAP is a ERP. So it is highly configurable. So there is the settings. Configuration is nothing but the settings. Okay. So MM consultant will do the configuration for MM module. SD consultant will do the configuration for SD module. So SPRO is the T code which they use to do the configuration. So if I go to the SPRO, this is the T code of SPRO. You can see here, and if we go to here, this tree structure are available. Okay, so you can see there is a tree under financial accounting. That means FI, and it is again subdivided folder. It is organized folder wise. And here, let's say enter global parameter. And once I execute, I get that I can do some configuration here. Okay, so maybe fiscal year, maintain fiscal year variant. So they can go and check. So each of this option is related to the functional configuration. So this is for the FI. Okay, this is logistic. This is EHSM. This is sales and distribution. This is material management. So all the configuration in material management can be found here. So you can go and check and do the configuration. So this is a T code. So first here, why you are using? So we are using it to find out some user exit. Okay, user exit. So we are going to understand what is user exit. That the reason we are in the SPRO. So there will be some user exit listed. So I am inside sales and distribution. Maybe let me search. I'm not sure on which tree it is available. Maybe we can go here, sales, sales document. We can see body. Okay, so these are the body available. So if we go here, body. So body is also a enhancement technique. Okay, so this list of body will be covering that. No worries. But at this moment, we are looking for the user exit. Okay, it's not there. Self. Profession which says system modification. Okay, so there is a tree system modification. If we go here, we have a user exit. Guys, user exit. If you can click on this icon, documentation icon, it will open up a documentation. Okay, and you can read it. This section list and describe the user exit in different areas. So whatever user exit available in sales and distribution, that is been documented here. Okay, and here also so many different user exit. So now let's say user exit in sales. You can click on this and there is no document. That's fine. So here now user exit in sales document processing. So we can read it. So this entire documentation is there. Okay, about the user exit. So this IMG step describe additional installation specific and in particular. So now there is some of the program. Are you able to see a program, guys, here? These are the program name. We can copy and we can go to SC38. SC38. This is a program. There will be other program also. Probably user take it. 1 second, guys. Maybe this one. This one is a user exit. Okay, so this is a user exit, guys. Okay, this is a user exit. So what is user exit? Okay, so first of all, these are the programs. Okay, these are the programs. User exit are nothing but the program. So MB45A FZZ, this is a user exit. Okay, and you can read more about this user exit, which you can use for modification in sales document as below. And this program will have subroutine user exit underscore move field to be back. So this is what, guys? This is a subroutine. Okay. So what's happened inside the user exit? These are the programs. These are the programs, or these are the standard programs defined by SAP. This program holds, or this program contains multiple subroutine. Multiple subroutine. Okay, and these subroutines are called by SAP standard. Okay, so let's say there is a subroutine user exit move field to VBAC. Okay, so let me put a breakpoint here. Let me see if I can create a sales order here. Give me a moment, guys. Let me see that. So, guys, we are inside debugger. Where is the breakpoint? Where is the breakpoint? We went to this user exit, and inside this user exit, we have the subroutine, right? Now, if I go to F5, so what is happened? This subroutine is already getting called. This subroutine is already called by the standard. And what is the use? This user exit can be used to move some field into sales document header area VBAK. So let's say, is it in changeable mode? No. Okay. So the access key is not provided. So let's say you want to assign anything or any value to any of the field of VBAK, you can write this code. Somebody has written ZVBAK, ZZ field equal to some value. So let's say you want to derive the value of a field inside VBAK. So VBAK is a table, right? It is a table work area. So there is multiple field and there is a field called ZZ field, which value you want to derive, because that is a Z field you added. You want to derive the value. So you have to write the code. So here you can write your code. Here you can write the code and derive the value. And SAP already has called this subroutine in the SAP standard. Okay. So now once you do any operation, maybe save. So during save, see this user exit is getting called. So whatever code you write here, that will be executed. That will be executed, and you can do some additional calculation for some of the field, and that value will be considered by the SAP system. Okay, that will be considered by the SAP. So this is the first approach that SAP introduced long back, user exit. Okay, at this subroutine I call one standard, we can write the code to modify or calculate fields value or do validations inside this subroutines. Okay, so if we go here, there is a subroutine or user exit is available. Delete document. So you can see this user exit can be used to delete the data in the additional table when a sales order is deleted. So you can write this code here. Okay, so that will be called during deletion. Here, user field modification. Okay. This user exit can be used to modify the attribute of screen field. This form is processed for each field in the screen. To use the following field, screen group 1. For field modification which are dependent on document status, can we use status field in the work area and here. So what we can do is somebody has written some code. Okay. So let's say you want to hide some field. Now VA03 or maybe I can go here. Okay, so this is a sales order. Okay, this is a sales order and this is a standard transaction. So let's say you want to make this field as read only. As per standard, it is editable, but you want to make it as a read only. So what you can do, you can use this user exit field modification and you can write the code something like this. Yes, screen name when VBAC screen active equal to 0. So this is the code you can write. Okay. So we want is for PO date. So we can change the field name here VBAC BB instead of VBALN some other. Okay. So we can go here and change the. We can go and write the code here. Okay. So each subroutine has some uh, functionality and for when it will be called, how it will be called, everything is predefined by SAP. Okay. So what is the benefit we are getting by using user exit? What is the benefit? Okay. So first of all, I'll say that previously, like maybe 20 years back, people, when user exit has to be implemented, we have to go to the change mode here and we have to give the access key and we can do the change. Okay. So now we came to enhancement technique because we don't want to do the modification. Here we discussed two approaches. One is the modification and one is the enhancement. So in the modification is not good. That's what we studied till now. But as part of user exit, again to write the code, we are going into modification, right? So what is the benefit? Guys, are you able to understand this question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Same thing we are doing. We are telling that we introduce one new concept. So user exit is the very first concept in the enhancement. Maybe it introduced 30 years ago, I don't know. But this the technique is very old. This is the first enhancement technique. Before that, there was no enhancement technique available. It was the first enhancement technique that SAP released. Okay. So when it like we go to 20 years back or 15 years back and we want to implement a user exit, still we need a access key and we are technically modifying the program. So how is it different than the modification? Everybody understood the question?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, is this question is clear? I'll explain the and in that program we have the subroutines and this subroutines is getting called from the SAP standard. So whatever functionality is required, we can go and read the documentations and we know that okay, for our scenario this is the user exit that we should implement. Okay, that is fine.
Yes, sir.
So how do I implement? Again, I have to go to modification or change mode. So same thing I'm doing. I'm modifying a standard program.
Hmm. Okay,
I
sir.
am modifying a standard program. So how this user exit technique is better than modification? Because I am here also I'm doing a modification. Is it clear now, Atulya?
So getting little bit, but not exactly. Means we are talking about thinking that we are at 15 years back.
Back, yeah. And at
At
that
that
time,
time, this was using.
yeah, no, that time you got a requirement to implement a user exit.
Hmm.
Okay, so what is the approach to implement the user exit? We go to SPRO, we go to the system modification, we read this documentation. Okay, and by reading this documentation, we came to know that which one is relevant for us, whether this subroutines or this user exit is relevant for us, or this. We can know by reading this documentation. We can get an idea. For example, user exit number range. Use this user exit to define the number range of internal document number assignment. So in this case, for this scenario, this subroutine will be used. So by reading this, I can finalize which is the right user exit for the scenario. So user exit is finalized. So I go to the program and I want to write the code. So to write the code again, I have to go to the change mode. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Again, this is a standard program. It is asking me for a access key.
Access
That
code.
means I'm modifying.
Yes, sir.
And previously in the modification technique, we saw that we can directly go to a program, change it, and modify it. So how we can say that user exit is better than the modification technique? Because in user exit also we are doing a modification. We are changing the standard program. Changing the standard program is not a good practice. That what we discussed. And to overcome that, they have introduced a concept called user exit. And now when we do a user exit, again we are doing modification. So how we are getting benefited? That's the point. Because here also we are doing the modification.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear, Atulya, now?
Yes. Now,
Okay. So here is the catch. Okay. In modification, you can change any program, any screen, any table and all. So by doing this, we can introduce more error to the SAP standard. Okay. And also going forward, those things will be overwritten. But now, when we come to the user exit, we are only modifying this one single program. We are not modifying anywhere else. So this particular program we are modifying. We're not going to the sales order screen and adding a field there. We're going to the module, adding whatever we need to do. We are not doing that because SAP already has given the provision. They have created the user exit and they're calling that user exit at some point of time. And that user exit will be called. And we are writing the code and modifying only this program, particular this program. We are not touching anything else. We are only touching the program in which user exit is defined. So it is not same as modification. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
clear. Clear. So why I took you to 15 years back? With ECC 6.0, there is a concept that introduced that is known as enhancement framework. In enhancement framework, you can add the code to subroutines, function module, class, and all those things without going to change mode. So here you can see this is one subroutine. So this is form and end form. So this is my subroutine. Inside that, they have created the implicit enhancement. We'll see how to create that. Implicit enhancement. So I'm just showing you this, okay? But I'll show you again. Like this, I'm only showing you how I can go to the change mode without going to change mode. Here, change implementation. So now this thing is enabled because here I have created an enhancement implementation and here I can write the program or write the code, but I'm not able to change anything else. So technically I'm not going to a change mode. So now with ECC 6.0 with help of enhancement framework, we can write the code inside a user exit without having the access key or without doing the modification. So how it is possible? Through implicit enhancement. So what is implicit enhancement? That we'll learn going forward because we are 15, 20 years back and we are discussing the first method of enhancement, that is user exit. So we'll discuss customer exit body, then we'll come to the enhancement framework and we'll know that what is implicit enhancement and what is explicit enhancement. Okay, but today you get a requirement to implement a user exit. You don't need a access key. You can directly go to the subroutine. You can take help of implicit enhancement and you can write the code without any modification. But that was not the case 15 years back. Okay, is it clear, guys?